no care, back. It's a polar bear. Oh, oh my lord. Oh my lord. My lord. Mm-mm-mm. Sometimes even I could be at a loss for words until I collect my thoughts. Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Link is in the description below for his video. Give him a like, follow, all that cool shit. Like and subscribe here. I'm also on Gab, as you can see. Um, you just gotta wonder what the hell goes through people's minds. All of them that are liberals, everything. You just gotta wonder what goes through their minds. Um, let's get into this.
Alright guys, y'all looking at the thumbnail, y'all looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Guys, got a very special video for you here today. Found a video of a super feminist going off on the logic of the great Jordan B. Peterson. I think it'd be very important to get down in there and to break down this conversation and dialogue. Without further ado,
do you believe that the patriarchy exists?
Obviously, yes, I do. I do believe that the patriarchy exists. And
let's keep going. Let's keep going.
more to the point, I accept the reality of the patriarchy. For me, it's not an issue of belief or not. It's understanding that it's real.
And do you think that the patriarchy is oppressive?
Absolutely, oppressive to everybody. More superficially beneficial than not to men, but still acts in a way that oppresses them.
I don't know if you've thought about this, though.
Really? When I was first watching this video, I was like, and I keep saying this, for climate activists, feminists, go to the countries where the people actually are oppressed. Go to one of those countries and see what real oppression looks like. So for you feminists, go to one of these countries like the Middle East, where women are actually oppressed, and let's see how you fare. Because you only get the big voice being interviewed and everything, and your short Karen haircut and all the, you get to have that freedom in a country that has freedom. Ain't nobody oppressing you. But let's keep going.
How can the patriarchy be oppressive to women when it was a man who invented the tampon?
Well, you've undone my entire worldview now.
I read it.
I feel the logic.
It's interesting.
It's interesting. You know how they all say that? How they all say that. The moment they get schooled on something, they go, oh, well, that's interesting. The flat earth thing, when they found out the 15 per hour, drift, 15 mile per hour drift. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. When the guy had to lift the flashlight up in order for it to try to prove the flat earth, and the guy goes, ooh, interesting. It's always interesting when you're wrong. How about you do some research? It's not just men invented the tampon. Men invented the microphones that's sitting in front of you. Men invented everything. Invented everything for the most part. But hey, whatever. A woman could have done it. And as I said in my videos yesterday, that as whatchamacallit points out in the movie, the Facebook movie, if you had invented Facebook, you would have invented Facebook. This is what gets me about these people when they do this mess. well, yeah, you already invented it, so we don't need you now. That's don't you just love that? Do we know what countries offer no freedoms and are actually run by a patriarchy? Well, yeah, I know that I would love to I would love to meet these people and just confront them with this. But see, these are the people that I've confronted throughout my entire life. I've been at 13 years old. I went to all the churches in the area because I had, well, was forced to read the Bible, you know, grandma and everything. And I had questions. And so I went to all the churches in my area, you know, Catholic, Presbyterian, Christian, freaking New Wave tongue speaking Christian, you know, Protestant. I mean, I went to every church in the area and we're asking questions. And they didn't like that. I got kicked out of every damn church because a 13-year-old was asking questions. We're not allowed to ask questions. Now these people basically run our governments and Facebook, YouTube, everything. They don't want you to ask questions. But whatever, we'll get our day. We'll get our day, and they will get their day. But let's keep going.
I mean, firstly, it assumes that women or people who bled prior to the invention of the tampon had absolutely no way of dealing with their menstruation.
Actually, we do know that in history. We actually do know that. We know this for a fact. We know we actually do, because it's one of those, it wasn't there, you know, or it wasn't there, and then it was. So there was something that women were like, oh shit, that you all, for the most part, as far as I know, all use. So if it's, you know, well, how do we, I mean, people got around differently, you know, before the car, you know, just, oh my God. I know that didn't make sense, but it's just what she said made no sense. The fact that it's there and you use it. It's there now and you use it.
Menstrual cycles.
What?
And of course, we have all of human history to disprove that theory.
We have all of yeah, we do have all of human history. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, seriously, how about some of these cultures that actually have their records dating back fucking centuries, millennia? Are there any Egyptian hieroglyphics that mention about, I know they mention about the woman's flow. I know some of that stuff is documented in ancient scriptures. Ain't no mention about no tampon or whatever. Ain't no mention about, you know, I mean, you just had to bathe and such. I mean, most of these old-fashioned countries like India and everything else, a lot of them still do the same ancient things that they've always done. So we can easily look this up. We can easily look this up and see what, you know, the Indians, the Hindu, what they do. We can look this up. But, you know, and I mean, seriously, why don't ever people have their cell phones or a tablet near them when they do these interviews? That way they don't have to look like such bitches when they get interviewed. They could go, hold on, that may be something I don't know. Before I speak on it, let me look so I can educate myself without looking like an idiot on camera. But no, they all talk out their ass and then get fucking slapped in the face with truth.
And the fact that we're still standing here today.
Well, I guess what I'm saying.
You're still standing here today because of men. You know that, right? We're the ones, as I said yesterday, fought back the lions, the tigers, and the bears, oh my. We're the ones that fucking did that. You're still here because of men. Here.
Holy shit. Hold on.
You know,
Excuse my language. Here's the thing, guys, is we started off in a place where she says it's not only oppressive to women. Well, we start off in a place where she says the patriarchy still currently exists, which we all know is a bunch of bullshit. Second thing is that she said that it's
Well, no, it does exist in those countries that actually oppress women, stoning them to death, female genital mutilation. So we know for a fact that that shit does exist, just not in our society, because you wouldn't be on a fucking show running your mouth if that was the case. Because some man would basically be in the studio basically going, you better shut up. That would be patriarchy. See, you want to see, that would be patriarchy. Like back when I was growing up, and you could, even in that time, from the 70s, you know, where you could beat the shit out of your wife, and the cops, which were mostly men, literally were like, ah, she deserved it. She probably was smack talking, back talking. See, that was the patriarchy, not what you're living in now. Unless you want to go to one of these, I mean, go hang out with a rapper. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll find out some patriarchy then.
Oppressive to men as well as women. Okay, so she's a super Saiyan feminist. Okay, she's on the far end of the Richter scale. But anyway, to discredit the evolution of feminine hygiene products because it doesn't fit your narrative of patriarchy is the exact lack of logic that Jordan has been dismantling y'all with for the past 5 to 6 years. If you go to an actual patriarchy, one of which the men by force suppress or subjugate the women of that land, go over there and see how much many of those men are fighting to create products to help women.
Not just that. Not just that. As I said in my video, one of my videos yesterday, the only reason why you fucking women, you feminists, have the voice and the rights that you do, it's not because you fought. It's not because your grandparents even fought, or great-grandparents fought, or grandmothers. Let's keep it female. It's not because they fought. I mean, you had the suffragist movement, yeah. But if the men, as I've said in previous videos, if the men that cared about those women did not back those women up, y'all would have been whipped right back into the fucking kitchen, because there would have been not a damn thing you could have done about it. Just as he said about these other countries that actually do subjugate women, control women, beat women, stone women to death. You have the rights that you have because of the men that stood by your side. That's why. Not because you did a damn thing. So for you to be talking shit about men, it just makes no damn sense. Because if the men were to turn around and go, we are sick and tired of bitches like you fucking running your mouths, we need to shut y'all up. If men actually decided to do that, there's literally nothing you could do about it. But here's the thing, I guarantee you, China, Russia, Middle East, Africa, I guarantee you they'd all be like, hey, it's about fucking time, America. You put your bitches back down. Guarantee it. And I'm not saying, I mean, I was raised by my mom and my grandma, so I'm very, very for women's rights. I am not for this fucking new wave fucking feminist bullshit where for some reason you think that you could just take on men. Stop it. Because there's gonna be, I'm telling y'all, be careful how you act. Because somebody is going, you come across like, say, again, you come across one of these rappers or something and try to like see one of the girls that's with him, one of his bitches that's on his arm or something, and you try to be all like, girl, you need to, you know, be yourself or whatever. I guarantee you his posse's gonna beat your ass. They ain't gonna care that you're female. But you don't need us, right? I mean, why aren't y'all taking more positions, as in police, fire department? Why aren't there all female fire departments? Do you need the men? Obviously you do. You ain't gonna do all that heavy work by your fucking self. All female police departments. Oh yeah, that's gonna go down well in like Compton or Chicago. Yeah, that's gonna go well. I mean, nobody's holding y'all back. This is the thing about the lie that y'all perpetuate. No one's holding you back. Do all these fucking jobs. I'm all for it. I say we just completely, as I said in videos yesterday, just equal out the sports. Get rid of men's and women's and just equal it out. See how many of y'all will never, ever fucking win a goddamn thing ever again. Ever. Unless the woman actually happened to be on the team and maybe may have been warming the bench the whole time, or actually, was, hey, we're going to let you play for like, maybe 2 minutes in the game or some shit or whatever. That's it. But, I mean, seriously, prove me wrong. Because there's more than enough fucking videos. Don't come on my channel and try to argue your ideology. Let's argue the facts. And there's plenty of videos that back up what I'm saying. I did videos about this yesterday. Y'all get destroyed when there are transgender people beating up or going after women. That 6'6", whatever handball fucking person. Every woman that was even on his team, I'm sorry, this is my religion. So if anybody wants to say I'm being transphobic, motherfucker, I'm pagan. I'm wicked. I'm a witch. I believe in 2 fucking sexes, 2 genders. Male, female. The masculine, the feminine. That is it. So you want to say that I'm being transphobic? No, because then you'd be, last time I checked, we have freedom of religion in this country, and I can give my religious belief. And also, my religious belief is backed by fucking science, not what your fantasy of what you want to believe is true. But let's keep going.
A man invented the tampon, a man invented the pad, a man invented the birth control pill. And these are all things that only really, well, not birth control pill, but the other 2, only really help women. So those are men trying to help women. How are they also part of the oppressing of women if they're helping them?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Well, the thing is that not every single man is an active, conscious agent of the
And this is the reason why in the description I have on there, not every fucking woman is a queen either. Not every man, not every person is good. Not every person is evil. The argument you're making is just your word salad. I fucking hate word salad. You're talking out your ass. Obviously, any intelligent motherfucking person would know every male out there is not an agent for good. Not every female out there. That's the reason why we have female prisons. Hello, Orange is the New Black. Not every female out there is an agent for good and innocence either. So why would you even make that kind of a stupid fucking comment? These people are dumber than dirt.
patriarchy. Of course, we know that there are many men out there who support the rights of women and...
Yes, again, you wouldn't have your rights if it wasn't for those men. Period. End of story.
bleeding people in their lives to achieve
Bleeding
freedom and dignity.
Bleeding people. Oh, so now you're being transphobic. Because you're a feminist. Mine is my religion. So two genders. That's it. Mine is my religion. You're a fucking feminist. So how are you just saying bleeding people? So you're literally insulting and discounting transgender people, transgender women. Wow. What a bitch.
And movement throughout the world. So it doesn't surprise me that there would be some men who have women in their lives who would be...
It wouldn't surprise you? Again, you're the one who brought up history. You wouldn't have your rights if it wasn't for those men who actually cared to give you those rights. Just like there were white people who fought for slavery. But no, apparently all white people are bad. Oh my God, you fucking liberals are dumber than dirt.
Invested in making those lives easier for women. But I just want to go back to this point that actually people...
Easier for women? No, we did all the work. Men did all the work. You didn't do shit. Because the other men weren't allowing you to do shit. So it had to be men that came to your defense, you weaklings, in order for you to have the rights that you have, to fight against those men for you to have the rights that you have. But of course there are men out there. Get the fuck out of here.
People who bleed have been managing their menstrual cycles since the dawn of humanity.
Why are you going back to that stupid
It's not
point?
so much that a man invented the sanitary pad or invented the tampon. It's that men historically have had access to spaces and to education and to industry that allows them to...
I will give you that. That part I will give you. Just the same way as if this were a black, white issue. Well, actually, no, that's not the point. Egypt was a very powerful power center back in the ancient past. And then they got taken out by somebody with better technology. Just simple as that. If they had that technology, they would have conquered. If the Middle East had that technology, they would have conquered. If China had that technology at the time, they would have conquered. It's just the fact of the ancient world. But yes, I will give you that. Men in the past historically had the power because we're bigger, stronger, faster. Not to say women weren't of intelligence. No, we're not giving that. So with this point, I will go ahead and back her up on. Men were historically ones with all the power, so therefore they invented all the shit. I'll give you that.
create certain versions of things that have already been used for thousands and thousands of years.
And you have no proof of this. Again, you see her talking out her ass. When before, remember when she mentioned the ancient past, she was speculating. Now she's saying it with a tone of fact. Where's your evidence to back up what you're saying?
What?
Women have invented things too,
Like,
Like, see, the thing is, she moved the pylons.
You knew you were going to go on a panel like this, on an interview like this. Why didn't you look up what women have invented? And I'm not talking about something that is connected to something else. I'm talking about actual invented, something that stands alone by itself, not something where a man built and then she built on top of that. You could say she made it better, but what are the things that women have invented? I mean, I don't even really know that, but she's the one that's making the point. So she should be the one that provides the evidence for it.
So incredibly far on that goddamn argument. You know what? It's not even just like moving the pylon. What she did was effectively the biggest straw man ever. Again, how are you discrediting the betterment of a product that was created by a man? They took a look at the products that were being used at that time and said, this is not the best that we can do from a technology perspective. And how can we expect equality or to allow women to go into the workplaces as much and as often as men when they have to deal with this thing that happens to them, which could impede their progress out and about or, in the workplace in general. So instead of acknowledging that it was a great contribution, you were downplaying it as to say, well, women have dealt with it for thousands of years before that, so it was good enough. It's an absolutely preposterous.
Yeah, because it was good enough, we weren't supposed to make it better because we were men. We should have waited until a woman made it better. I'm pretty sure a lot of women would beg to differ with you, bitch. I'm pretty sure yourself doesn't even believe half the shit that's coming out of your fucking pie hole. But let me see here. That I do know. That women were considered equal. They were considered pretty much equal, until Catholicism came in. Oh, we know that in the Celtic, the Vikings, shield maidens, things. The men still knew that they were bigger and stronger, but shit, their women were able to fight. Same with the Japanese. Same with, a lot of these other countries still follow a lot of, Israel, they let their women join the military and fight in things. But in the end, everybody still knows, except for these fucking feminists, men are bigger, stronger, faster.
Argument. But see, the thing is like the damage of just labeling things because of the patriarchy does far more harm than good. Because of this rhetoric, you have now men walking around emasculated because they're so scared to flex components of their masculinity that thereby makes them more happy, more accomplished, more feeling righteous within themselves because it doesn't adhere to your particular created standard for how a man is supposed to act. It's really damaging to worm around with this patriarchy word.
Yep.
Let's keep going.
Like the internet.
The problem is, though,
Like the internet.
You notice how all the things that are fucking up our society were words and titles that were invented by these fucking liberals. Patriarchy, misogyny. I mean, these words might have already existed, but as far as the way they're being defined today, these motherfuckers. Misinformation. You know, this stuff is being completely, the definitions are being completely changed because of what you assholes are doing. But let's keep going.
is that if we all accept that there is an oppressive patriarchy, then we are now telling young men that you are a beneficiary of this patriarchy, and it's making them feel bad. And it's, you know, and they're not feeling good, and they don't want to go to university, and this is a
You
real
can tell she don't care. Look at the look on her face. She don't care. So we're all of a sudden going to punish the current people. What is it? The sins of thy father? What makes you different? Because you happened to be born female? All of a sudden you're not subject to the same sins of the father? Why don't we just stop? The history is history. Remember it, don't forget it, but let's move on. So you want to punish the men of today for, and I can't even say history because as we just pointed out, there are countries that still mutilate, beat, subjugate, stone women to death today. So it's not history. You're white or you're European, you're whatever. So, I mean, should we just punish you because you happen to be a colonizer? I mean, seriously, why isn't there a black woman on there speaking? Why we got this white woman? Why can't I be racist and say this white woman is up here, fucking talking shit? She's a colonizer. She shouldn't be allowed to talk at all. I mean, see how that goes? You see how that goes? We need to quit calling them liberals. Liberals fought for liberty and freedom. These individuals care neither for liberty or freedom. You're right. I don't know, but they're fucktards regardless.
This is part of my point.
Because, we need men to be
She's laughing at
leading
that.
the way.
Do we?
Apparently, yes. Yes, because if the numbers of men in social sciences decreases, as they're decreasing every year, not in STEM subjects, but social sciences, then they're no longer going to be going to the top of these industries. And then in that case, where are women going to find people to marry and mate with? Because women want to mate up, men mate across and down. So if we don't have these men staying at
let me explain something here, because I know I've talked about this in other videos before, dumbass. Not all of these bitches are fucking flaming fucking lesbians like you. There are a lot of women out there. I mean, this might be a shock to some of you, but there are a lot of women out there who like dick. And a real dick. Not a strap-on, not your fingers, a real fucking live breathing male dick. But do we? Do we need men? Do we? Yeah. Because as I pointed out in videos yesterday, who's gonna build, maintain your houses, the cars, electricity, high tension wires, skyscrapers, plumbing, electrical, air conditioning, heating, farming, mining, oh my God, milling, processing. Who's gonna do all of that? And I know these dumb bitches go, well, the technology exists that we can do it. You do realize that technology also fails. Eventually things rust and crumble and deteriorate. Means you have to process and get new shit. And now that stuff is heavy, dirty, blue collar work. You bitches aren't gonna do it. You're not. You don't have the strength or the power or you don't have it. You may have the know-how. Ooh, hey, I know how to change a tire. Yeah, how many of you, I've seen so many women trying to change a tire. They know how, but the lug wrench to, take the fucking lugs off? Yeah, okay. Yeah, get rid of men and this world completely falls apart. Completely falls apart. Even if you end up creating like matrix viable test tube babies and they're all female, this world falls apart. Guarantee it. And you also do realize breeding stock would go down. Sperms and, you would have fresh eggs, but sperm, you would run out. You can't just create a big enough supply because it only stays viable, I think, for what, 5 years, 2 to 5 years. So you die. We can't live without you. You can't live without us. Stop with this fucking anti-science. Y'all are the ones who claim you're all about science, but y'all are the biggest anti-science motherfuckers out there. But I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here. Blonde hair, blue-eyed colonizer. I know. I mean, who is she to be talking? It just, and I'm being basically just sarcastic in saying that, but it just, I'm going to stop this video here. Oh my God. Oh, man, these people are so fucking retarded. I'm Mark with Honey Badger No Care. Peace.